Hello everyone, as Leona mentioned, my name is Rita, and when I was asked to talk about the self-management peer-led courses, I was both very nervous and excited at the same time. Nervous to stand here and talk to such a large group of clinicians, because I am not a doctor and I am not a nurse. I am actually your patient, a patient that actually came through a self-management course. Excited to have this opportunity to share with you my journey. So 4 years ago, I actually worked in a high-profile corporate company and my salary was really good. I was a single mother, I was raising 4 beautiful children, the sole carer for my elderly but young at heart parents, and a mortgage to pay. Too busy supporting and taking care of others, I never even stopped to think about who was taking care of me. I had diabetes and I was struggling. My days got really hard and it became more stressful. And each day, those struggles started to feel like an uphill battle. I began to feel like a failure. And for those that have a high HbA1cs, often do. My body was so worn out that I finally broke. I broke down emotionally, I broke down physically, and I broke down mentally. I went to go and see my doctor, and I was diagnosed with also having depression. So in my head, I'm going, great, diabetes and depression, just what I need. But my doctor referred me to the self-management course. And was I hesitant? Of course I was. Did I have my doubts? Yes, I did. Because I had no idea what was happening to me. And quite frankly, I didn't need others judging me either. And each call I received from the Manage Better group, I would always say to them, not today, not today. But I realised that there's only so many not todays I can say. So I decided, why not just attend a course? I survived the 6 weeks course that self-management had to offer, and I graduated from that course, and I felt good because I was able to reduce my HbA1c, and I also was able to control my triggers of having depression. So I wanted to give back to the community, I wanted to give back to everyone. And I decided to become a volunteer leader. And the more I led courses and seeing the changes on the faces of the people where I first sat was so rewarding that that's where I actually found my worth. I resigned from that corporate job and I left behind the stresses, the demands, and the daily negativity that came with it. The course gave me that realization that the value of my health and my well-being outweighed the salary that I was actually earning. I regained my confidence, my understanding, and I began to live my life. Through my confidence, I met my soulmate, and we got married last year. And he's here today. We share amazing children, and supportive parents. But we also share that mortgage. Let's not forget that. But I also found my meaningful employment. I work for Tamaki Health. And I'm the self-management coordinator, I'm a health coach, and I am now a master trainer for the chronic disease, diabetes self-management, and the chronic pain courses. So I have first-hand experience of what these courses offer, and I'm proud to say to everyone here today that I am a testament that these courses do work. So, what is self-management education and how does it actually work? Well, self-management, of course, is defined as the task that individuals must undertake to live with one or more chronic condition. These tasks include having the confidence to deal with the medical management, the role management, and the emotional management of their condition. The self-management courses offer patient skills to manage. So in a group setting, we are able to use tools such as problem solving, brainstorming, action planning, communications, and working with their healthcare providers. And there are so many other techniques that they learn. By having the tools in their toolbox, they have the ability to break their own symptom cycle. Many of our patients have found that by attending a self-management course, they have been able to be more attentive to their health and the health and well-being for their family. It has allowed them to understand and learn more about their long-term condition. And they realize that they're not alone. And that seems to be what it is. A lot of people feel like they are going this journey alone, but they're not. They find confidence in themselves and encouragement to move forward for a healthier lifestyle. Many of our patients who have attended the self-management diabetes course have reduced their HbA1c levels. They've become more physically active. They've become more knowledgeable about what healthy eating is. And they set and achieve their own goals, and it allows some of them to also return to the workforce. This is Malcolm's story. Just take a minute just to read through it. One thing that Malcolm doesn't have up here is that Malcolm is now employed by Tamaki Health also. He is a course facilitator. He is a health coach. And he is the ko-matua of our wellness support team. Our self-management courses are peer-led courses. After completion of the 6 weeks, some of our patients, like myself, choose to become peer leaders. So they become our volunteers. Our team is a mixture of staff, health psychologists, and volunteers. And it's a whole diverse cultural background. So we do try and cater for every culture. We have 7 core centres, Auckland-wide. Our locations can be found in West Auckland, Mount Roskill, Glen Innes, Manurewa, Mangere, Dawson Road, and Otara Mall. Our courses are the chronic disease self-management and the diabetes self-management, and they only run for 2.5 hours, 1 day a week for 6 weeks. It is based on a social learning model, and the goal is development of self-efficacy. We also do have our chronic pain self-management course. And with it, we also have language specific. We have the Tongan group, the Hindi group, the Kaupapa Māori group, and we're hoping to expand to Samoan, Mandarin, and many others. So I hope you've liked my story. This is who I am, and I'd like to just call on Leona quickly just to go through the statistics of our self-management.
Thank you, Rita. Good job. Yes, I'll just whiz through some of our demographics and outcomes of our courses because, first of all, they do work and people do come to them. Okay, so you can see we are hitting a broad variety of people. This is attendance by ethnicity of about 2,000 people that have come to our courses in the past 5 years. And the female-male attendance is also well represented because we know men usually don't come to things like this. But we've got a lot of male leaders and a lot of them come and they love it, yeah. This was a thematic analysis for about 400 people who had attended the courses. And these are the things that they wrote that they found grouped together. So new skills, ability to manage symptoms, self-efficacy, which is like a deeper level of self-confidence. It's the feeling that if I try this, I can succeed. And that's very, very important. And then feeling social support or not alone. These are the attributes of a self-manager, a good self-manager that was a brainstorm. So this was ideas that came from people that were in our groups. And you can see nowhere there does it say, a good self-manager goes away and does whatever their nurse just told them. No laughs with that? Because I've worked enough in healthcare to know that people say, oh, that person's not a good self-manager because they didn't listen to me and they didn't do what I told them to do. But the fact is, people need to have the motivation to even listen to do something differently. This is showing changes in PHQ-9 scores, which is a depression indicator that most of you will know about. You can see that these are people, about 528 people that have done the course, and 15% had no change, and you can see the 61% improvement, in other words, less at risk of depression. And remembering that some of the people that come into the group are very low on that already. Okay? All right, so these are the, going backwards, sorry. These are PHQ 15, these are GAD 7. For those that you that know about those, they're all indicators for mental health. And this is an interesting, this is almost the last one. So it's just, these were people who just came, that were diabetic and came to our generic course before we were doing the diabetes courses. And you can see that there was a lot of improvements. The red is improvement, which means a lowering of HbA1c that was maintained for 2 years after attending the 6-week course, which is just one session every week for 6 weeks. Oops. And that speaks for itself. And we'd love you to join us in any way that you'd like. We do have an 11 o'clock meeting of our volunteers every Monday morning at Star Care Center, and you are all invited to come and find out more about self-management. God bless you.